What's up, everyone? As always, I'm your host, Jake Griffith, and this is the Sports Report on LBTV. We'd like to thank you for joining us once again here for another edition of the Sports Report. It's been a pretty busy past couple of weeks in regards to Lynx athletics. First off, your Lady Lynx volleyball team were in action back on the first of the month to take on the Red Lions of Lincoln Christian. They came and visited the Lynxton in a thriller that took 5 sets just to determine who would be the winner. We'll start out in the third set up 2-0. And the Lady Lynx will go for the kill off the serve from the Red Lions. Set up, but the wall blocks it at the front of the net. Point goes to Lincoln Christian. Now, tapped over the net by Cremens. There'll be a volley back and forth, and again, we'll see another block at the net for another point. And right here, serve out of play, point to Lincoln Christian. They would go on to win the third set. Lynx still up 2-1, heading into a big fourth set right here. Lady Lynx have a chance to seal the game in the fourth set, up 2-1, looking for the final win to secure, at this point, their second win of the season, as Mackenzie Ranson will serve. We'll see the dig set up for the spike, sent over the net, in play, point will go to Lincoln Christian off the kill. Volley set up by Jimenez right into the wall, blocked by LC for a point, and then we'll see another Lynx setup for another kill, and again blocked by Lincoln Christian. The defense was working all night long for the Red Lions. This game would head into 5 sets, tied up at 2 apiece. The fifth and final decisive set, call it overtime for volleyball, as this would determine who would be the winner. And the Lady Lynx, this is where they would assert their dominance in this game. Tori Johnson serving on this play. She'll send it over the net. Cremens goes to tap it over the net for Lincoln College right here, but the Lady Lynx stay strong. Dig from Ranson over to Cathcart, and she'll send it right back into their faces for the Lady Lynx kill and a point, and then Tori Johnson serving yet again. This would go on to be the game winner. Lynx up 16-15, serve over the net, tapped back in. We'll see volley back and forth, then finally going for the kill, but it's out of play. Lady Lynx would hold on for the 17-15 set win in the final 5th set, and they would go on to win 3-2. As you see, Herndon with 4 aces and Cathcart with 12 kills on the game for the Lady Lynx. The Lady Lynx will be in action again on Monday, the 22nd of September, as they will face Stevens Collins in an AMC matchup. The game will start at 7 p.m. Good luck, ladies. We talked about the busy week at the top of the show for Lynx athletics. Soccer was also in action this past week, and we will have full coverage and highlights of that. Starting out with women's soccer. The soccer season is in full swing, and both your men's and women's teams look primed and ready for another eventful season. We'll start out with women's soccer highlights coming off the big win against St. Louis College of Pharmacy, the shutout at Lynx Arena under the lights of the football field, as they face Williams Baptist College. Start out here in the first half of action from Lynx Field next door to the football field. And this game really was a dominant performance all day long from the Lady Lynx. It was all Lady Lynx soccer all day long, as we will have the Lynx defense forcing a turnover. Lynx 2-0 in conference play so far, looking to start off, 2-0. Lynx will force the turnover off defense. Jesse Steer picks it off and then sends one into the net, short side of the goalie. Lynx will take a 1-0 lead in the first half. Then Victoria Price, set to take the corner, sends the cross into the box. Kelsey Nesbitt has a chance, can't settle it, and it's cleared out by the Williams Baptist defense. But we just see there another example of the Lady Lynx dominance in this game. Now clearance sent downfield. Played to Loffridge in the attacking third. She beats the defender, but just strikes it inches over the crossbar, over the net. Jesse Steer keeps it in on the sideline. Ball won by Price, played forward to Mia Harriman, then threw ball into the box to Jessie Steer. No one around her, and she chips it past Melissa Maxiner, the goaltender. 2-0 lead for Lindenwood Belleville Lady Lynx, and then another just touch into the box to Jessie Steer. Slipped right past Maxiner. Lady Lynx would take a 3-1 lead in the first half. They would go on to win 8-1. Raven Loffridge with 2 goals. Lindenwood Belleville outshoots Williams Baptist Eagles 18-2 in that game. Huge win for the Lady Lynx as they move to 2-0 in conference play this season. The Lady Lynx soccer team will hit the road to face Central Methodist in a non-conference matchup this Friday the 18th and look to improve upon their 4-1 overall record this season. The game is set for a 5 p.m. start. Good luck, ladies. Men's soccer is also in full swing, and they've had a pretty good start to their season as well, heading into the matchup with Williams Baptist this past Saturday. They too are coming off a big conference win against St. Louis College of Pharmacy. They sport a 3-1 record with their only loss, a close defeat to the number 7 team, I should say, in the nation, Missouri Valley. The 19th ranked team in the country would look to better their record with a conference win against Williams Baptist. Pick it up now in the second half of action for the Lynx men's football team, or excuse me, I should say the Lynx men's soccer team. Football in the rest of the world is what they call it. We'll get to football a little later on. Second half action here. Really no action in the first half. Lynx men's soccer team was just on top of it in the first half, could not score a goal. As you see, turnover there, that was off the clearance. Lynx had possession in the box, cleared away by the defense. Now Lynx soccer team fed to Chinchilla. Chinchilla just sends it wide over the crossbar. We see more Lynx men's dominance as Enrique Garcia battles for it. It's taken away again. We have a whistle, and we will have a yellow card issued here against Juan Borget, first booking of the game for the Lynx men's soccer team. Later on in the second half, Chinchilla has a free kick, sent into the box, settled down with the chest by Leonardo Ferry. The Lynx can't score as it's cleared out by the Williams Baptist defense, still tied 0-0. Lynx with another chance here as Chinchilla would force the turnover back to Garcia. Garcia has a break in on net. You see his jersey held, taken down there, and the Lynx would get a free kick just outside of the box. Chinchilla would take it, send it into the box, chipped wide over the crossbar, and Williams Baptist dodges another bullet. Now you'll see here, Williams Baptist forces the turnover, sent downfield on the clearance, misplay by the Lynx defense, and just inches over the crossbar as Nicolaci was a little bit away from home. Lynx with possession again. They try the through ball into the box, cut out by the Williams Baptist defense. It was a defensive contest in the second half, and this is where Williams Baptist would start to take over. Feed up ahead, far side, as he plays it past the Lynx defense, chipped back to his teammate, through ball up ahead past the defense. No one really around him as Joe Cap has to double back. Misplay by Cap, and that leads to the wide open chance. Fancy footwork here from Williams Baptist, and a shocker past Nicolaci as WBU goes up 1-0 over the Lynx. Lynx have not lost a home game in 2 years since 2012. We see another misplay by the defense, chipped over the crossbar, and another scare as inches over. Williams Baptist starting to take over in this ball game. Slide tackle, man goes down. It was a rough challenge there, and the referee will issue a warning, but surprisingly, a booking will go against Williams Baptist. Lynx later on in the second half, they have a free kick. Chinchilla sets it up. Lynx looking to draw even. Chinchilla sends it into the box, just over the crossbar, off the bicycle kick, no good. Past the net, wide, still 1-0 in favor of Williams Baptist. Now, free kick sent in low on the ground. Nicolaci gobbles that one up. A good save from Nicolaci, and he'll hurry there. Cap sends a free kick into the box, deep into the attacking third for the Lynx men's soccer team. Misplay, kick back to Ferry, but Ferry can't settle it. Now here, free kick. Draw even the Lynx will off the beautiful free kick. Bend it like Beckham just into the top corner. Let's take a look at that instant replay as you'll see the slow motion action. Goaltender lays out for it, but Guillermo Chinchilla, he has the beautiful feet and finds it in the back of the net. Later on in the second half, Williams Baptist back on the attack, through ball up ahead, played behind, but his teammate catches up to it. Misplay by Joe Cap, one-on-one with the goaltender, and it just goes past Nicolaci. 2-1 lead for Williams Baptist. Last chance, last-ditch effort for the Lynx, cleared out of play, and right here, Williams Baptist rushes the field. They would go on to win 2-1 in full time. Game-winning goal in the 87th minute for Bauhaus. The first home loss since 2012 for Lindenwood as they dropped to 3-2 on the season. Eagles would go on to improve their record, 3 wins and no losses. With the shocking loss at Williams Baptist, the conference standings have been shaken up. just a bit. You can see your Lynx drop all the way down to 6th in the standings, while WBU sits at 4th place in the conference table with a 4-0 record, 1-0 in conference play. The Lynx will be in action again this Friday, the 18th of September, where they will travel to Indiana and take on the number 10 ranked Indiana Wesleyan team as part of the IWU Fall Classic. Good luck, men. We will take a quick break here on the Sports Report, but stay tuned because when we return, Coach Carlson will join us at the desk to talk football. We'll also have comprehensive coverage of the Siena Heights game as well as a recap of the Olivet Nazarene game. This is the Sports Report on LBTV.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
Welcome back to the Sports Report on LBTV. Coach Carlson will join us in just a bit, but first, let's take a look at the Lynx football team's past 2 games. We'll start off with the Siena Heights game. 2 weeks ago, the Lynx faced Siena Heights in the first Mid-States Football Association game in Lynx program history. Let's take a look at these highlights. As you can see them on screen, the Lynx looking to start off the season on a high note, go 1-0 as they take on the co-conference champs of last season, the Saints of Siena Heights. Pick it up in the first quarter of action. Nick Gilliam, the quarterback for Siena Heights, actually was not slated to be the starter. Starting quarterback suffered an injury in pregame, and Gilliam got the start. He'll line up in the shotgun, take the snap, fires a quick pass out wide to Curtis Smith Jr. He'll that name a couple times here throughout this highlight. Next up, Gilliam hits Smith Jr. again on a bubble screen. Smith breaks a couple of tackles here and takes it 31 yards to the house. This would give Olivet Nazarene, Siena Heights, I should say, the 7-0 lead early on in the first. Then Terrion Austin, the new starting quarterback, transfer from Fort Hays State, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Cam Harris. He had a rough day that day, trying to get some yardage. Then Austin fires over the middle. McNair has it, takes a hit, and drops it. The Lynx would punt the ball away. Then Gilliam drops back, passes again to Curtis Smith. He'll shake and bake, shuck a couple of tacklers, and be brought down outside the 30. And right here, Siena Heights would go on what we call a drive. Coach gave them the keys, and they just drove as Gilliam takes the snap, fires a pass out to the receiver, Damon Wright, for another first down. Then up the middle run for Dante Fox, 8 yards. Another run, this time back to Darius Davis, who gets 4 yards in the first on third down. Then handoff up the middle to fullback Seth McIntosh, who gets the first and then some, dragging Lynx defenders about 15 yards and then all the way down to the 9-yard line. And when Siena Heights is this close, you can bet they're going to score as Gilliam fires a pass into the back of the end zone and finds Damon Wright. 14-0 lead for the Saints. We're going to move on to the second quarter of action now, and right here the Lynx offense would try to get some things going, start to look a little bit better than they did in that first quarter of action. Lynx with possession, needing a score. Austin on the read option keeper, fakes the handoff, takes it on the outside. He has the corner, rumbles all the way down to the rumbles all the way down for 30 yards into Siena Heights territory, and then very next play, Lynx in the red zone. Austin again off the read option, fakes the handoff, jumps over a defender en route to the end zone. Did you see that nice stiff arm right there? Lynx did struggle a little bit with the coverage game on the return against Siena Heights. Gave up some good yardage on returns and allowed Siena Heights to have good starting field position on their drives as Curtis Smith Jr. fields the kick, cuts back up the far side of the field, and he'll get close to Lynx territory to the Siena Heights 40. Good way to start the next drive. They would be forced to punt. Lynx defense held stout on that drive. Then handoff on the sweep play to Cam Harris. Nothing doing on that one. Terrion Austin takes the handoff, fires out to J.T. Washington. Some mental miscues like that for the Lynx really hurt them in this game as Washington drops the pass in the flat. And then we have a return here for Siena Heights. TJ Dunks punts it away to Reggie Blackman, who makes a few guys miss en route to a return back to the Siena Heights 40-yard line, setting them up with good field position. They would go on to kick a field goal on that drive and take a 17-7 lead into halftime. Then third quarter, Dunks has trouble with the snap on the punt. It was a low snap. He fumbles the snap, can't get the punt off, and he'll be tackled for a loss of downs, turnover on downs. Siena Heights would make the Lynx pay. Gilliam drops back to pass in shotgun, surveys, and fires a bullet to Aaron Dorrant, who does the rest, taking it 33 yards, cutting over the middle for a score. Brady Tange would miss the point after, 23-7 lead for Siena Heights, and then Terrion Austin trying to throw it away, instead throws it into double coverage, pressured, intercepted by Devontae Price, and Siena Heights would make the Lynx pay off the turnover. They'll take it all the way down. Gilliam is going to hand off to Seth McIntosh, who barrels his way 5 yards for a touchdown. Siena Heights would go on to win. Tough loss for the Lynx, but they would have a chance to even their record and get that win back the very next week as the Lynx would travel up to Bourbonnais, Illinois, the summer home of the Chicago Bears, and take on the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene. It was a hard-fought game for the Lynx, but they would go on to win 24-23 as Terrion Austin throws a 9-yard touchdown pass to Walt Jackson with 26 ticks left on the clock, and the Lynx defense would hold stout and cement the victory for the Lynx, improving their record to 1-1 heading into the big matchup in Davenport, Iowa with St Ambrose University. And that is where we will welcome in the head coach of the Lynx football team, Coach Dale Carlson. And Coach Carlson, thanks for joining us again back at the desk this week.
Hey, absolutely. Glad to be here.
So you guys are coming off the big win against Olivet Nazarene, the thriller, as I said. I want to go back first to the Siena Heights game. We talked a little bit about that on the TV show last week on the Sports Report. But looking back at the highlights, since we are covering it here, just some sort of initial thoughts of that game, or not initial, but some last-minute thoughts of that game.
Yeah, sure. You know, as we talked last week, when you break the game down, you know, really defensively we didn't play that bad. We did put ourselves in some poor positions with some special teams miscues, you know, as well as just some inefficiency by our offense. You know, not converting third downs, not putting ourselves in a position to you know, keep control of the ball, keep the defense off the field, and ultimately score some points. And so that's you know, was an emphasis for us going into the you know, to the Olivet Nazarene game this past week.
And you talked about Olivet Nazarene. That's what we'll focus, obviously, the heaviest on, because that was the most recent game for you guys. I haven't had a chance to talk with you really about the Olivet Nazarene game. Looking back at the tape, I know we didn't show the highlight because it was the away game, but looking back at the tape, you and the coaching staff, what stood out to you the most against Olivet Nazarene?
Well, the biggest thing is that our players kept fighting for 4 quarters. You know, I felt like in the Siena Heights game we had a little bit of lull there in the third quarter. Where maybe we didn't play as hard as I thought we were capable of doing. And we came back and we scored some points in the fourth quarter and played a lot better. And we talked all week about really playing for 4 quarters and even more importantly, just playing the play that's in front of us and giving our best effort. And I thought we did that for the most part. Now, we made mistakes and you know, they made some plays, but I was really pleased that our team hung tough and played hard. And the lead kept seesawing back and forth. And, you know, there could have been times where we could have said, geez, you know, they scored, this game could be over. But the players hung tough. They kept believing in each other, and, you know, we were able to pull the win out there at the end of the game.
Now, defensively, you talked about Siena Heights. The defense did a good job, and I know the scoreline may not indicate that to the average fan. Again, the defense did a good job against Olivet Nazarene, but it was the offense that looked a little bit more consistent against Olivet Nazarene. What can you tell us about that, and what impressed you the most a little bit?
Well, you know, the thing that we started to play with a little bit more consistency offensively. Our rushing numbers obviously were up from the week before, and you know, as much as, you know, I like to throw the ball and we like to run this air raid style of offense, you know, at the end of the day, you still have to run the ball to be able to win. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we were able to get some positive yards rushing the football, it put us in a little bit better situations. We weren't looking at, you know, 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7. We were in more of those medium and short yardage situations that we were able to control the ball a little bit better, not as much as I would like, but a little bit better. And that allowed us to, you know, keep the defense off the field, weren't as many 3-and-outs, so that they could, you know, get a chance to recoup a little bit, make the adjustments they needed to make, and then get back out there and play. So I was pleased with, you know, a little bit better consistency in that part. The other part is, you know, Torian got a little bit of pressure. He took a couple of hits, but we didn't take any quarterback sacks. And, you know, those negative plays start to add up, and we gave up a few of those in some key situations against Siena Heights the week before. That didn't happen on Saturday, and again, I think that allowed us, you know, to possess the ball a little bit longer and to, you know, ultimately pull the game out.
Now, Walt Jackson, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this while I had you here at the desk. Walt Jackson had a huge game for you guys. He had 5 receptions, 133 yards, and obviously the game-winning touchdown pass. From a coach's standpoint, what I guess, made you the most proud about his performance, especially coming off the week prior?
Right. You know, he was Walt got injured early in camp, and that's why his reps were limited in the Siena Heights game. We just felt like that the matchup that we had with him against the secondary at Olivet Nazarene was going to be a good matchup for us. And, you know, potentially he could have had a couple more catches, and we underthrew him one time and ended up being an interception and missed him a couple other times. You know, we just felt like he had the speed to beat Olivet deep, and that's why we kept attempting to get the ball down the field, and we just didn't connect on enough of them, but we connected when it counted.
Now, I do want to talk about, you did talk about the interception there. Terry and Austin, 3 INTs through 2 games so far this season. How do you, that's not a huge number, obviously, but how do you minimize those turnovers? Because as a coach, you want no turnovers, obviously.
Correct. You know, the one in the Olivet, or the Siena Heights game, excuse me, you know, that was kind of a poor decision, and he knew it, that he was getting pressure and he was trying to throw it away. And so, you know, again, that's his coaching point. This is how you got to throw a pass away. You don't do it like that. You know, the one interception was underthrown. You know, I think he was trying to aim the ball a little bit because we had a couple overthrows early. So again, you just got to trust it and throw it. The interception in the third quarter, you know, combination of things, we should have lined up a little bit wider, split-wise from our receivers. And you have to give the kid from Olivet Nazarene, he made a great play. I mean, sometimes the other team's going to make plays too. And their inside linebacker read it. He made a great break. Should have been a little bit wider in our alignment, but, you know, you got to give that kid credit too. Taryn had the right read, put the ball out on time, and their defender just made a great play. So those things are going to happen. And I think it's important from a quarterback's perspective is just to shake those things off and just go out and play again.
Now, you talked about the splits, and that actually brings me to a little interesting side note here, talking with some of the football players. You guys did sort of make news. It was pretty noteworthy. You guys made some football magazines for some of your formations, the wide splits with your offensive linemen. How big is that to make sort of a national football magazine like that?
Well, you know, it's great to get a little notoriety and those things, and to have our you know, picture that was, you know, posted all over the internet of our big splits. You know, if you go back to you know, a little football history, you know, the old wishbone teams used to try and split teams out to create those running lanes, and you know, we just decided to look to see, based on the defensive formation Olivet Nazarene was giving us, to see how far they would go. And we just told our linemen, just split them out and see how far they'll go with you. And they kept going and going and going and going with us. So that's how they ended up being so outrageous. I don't know if we can get away with doing that every week, but you know, I think it definitely helped us. It opened up some running lanes, you know, last week for us, and really helped us in the run game.
Now, looking ahead to this coming week, you guys will take on St Ambrose University this Saturday at 1 p.m. In Davenport, Iowa. One of the things that when I talked to you directly after the game, you told me was kind of a lot of similarities, maybe not a lot, but some similarities between Olivet Nazarene and St Ambrose as far as scheme-wise. What can you tell us about the matchup?
Sure. You know, defensively, both Olivet Nazarene and St Ambrose are a 3-4 team. So, you know, now they do things a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, it's 3 down linemen as opposed to 4. And so, you know, that's at least some carryover in terms of blocking schemes, calls, those things for our offensive line, and especially, you know, with the new offensive system. You know, last week against Olivet Nazarene was the first time we'd really worked extensively against a 3-man front. Now we get to do it 2 weeks in a row. So I think that's going to help us just from a call perspective, protection perspectives, you know, those sorts of things. So there is that carryover. Now, they do some things a little bit differently in the secondary. So, you know, from a receiver standpoint, quarterback standpoint, we're going to have to make that transition to what they're doing this week. But I think that carryover definitely helps. And then they're going to be one back set team on offense. You know, again, somewhat similar to Olivet Nazarene. You know, definitely they've been, at least the only game they've played, very pass heavy. So we're going to have to, you know, strap it up and get pressure on the quarterback, but also do a great job of defending, you know, in the back end. And, you know, we really haven't done a bad job of that this year. We've just given up a couple of big plays. And as we talked on Sunday, both as a staff and then with the team, is that one of the things we have to do defensively is we can't give up the big play. So, you know, that's one of the emphases that we've had, you know, this week in practice.
Now, I want to stick with defensively real quick before we let you go, Coach. And We talked about it at the top of the interview about how great the defense has played so far this season. The front guys have how consistent they've been. How do you keep that consistency going into week 3, especially coming off the Olivet Nazarene game, where you guys got a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and late in the game you were able to kind of stonewall the running game and help you guys have a chance to get that win?
Sure. We've played against the run very well in both games. I believe, if I remember correctly, Siena Heights only averaged close to 3 yards a carry, and I believe Olivet was just a little over 3 yards a carry. So again, even in this crazy day of football where people are throwing the ball all over the place, if you can stop the run, I think it gives you an opportunity to have success. And so, we've been just working on, tweaking the little things that we do. I think Coach Fry and the defensive staff do a good job of not only coming up with a good game plan every week, but finding something here, something there, making a small adjustment that we hope can open up and get us some big plays. And I was really happy defensively that we were able to force turnovers on Saturday. We got 3 turnovers, and obviously the pick at the end zone at the goal line was huge in that time, because potentially that's their winning touchdown drive. And instead, we turn it around and get an interception in a very, very crucial spot, and are able then to go on and win the game. So, continuing to force turnovers, and then obviously coming up with a little tweak here and there to attack what St Ambrose is going to do on Saturday.
One last question, Coach, before we let you go. Injury update. I know Tyler McNair got injured in the game Saturday. What can you tell us about that?
Tyler is out now. Again, prognosis, we're not quite sure. Probably going to be a couple of weeks. Hopefully after the bye week, get reevaluated and potentially, get him back playing. But it's just one of those, freak things that the way he fell came down on his shoulder. But hopefully a couple of weeks rest, the bye week, and then, get him reevaluated and hopefully get him back the second half of the season. Thanks
for your time, Coach. We'll let you get back to the football office and get ready for St Ambrose.
All right, great. Looking forward to it on Saturday.
The Lynx will travel up to Davenport, Iowa, to take on St Ambrose University. Game kicks off at 1 p.m. Tune in to 89.1 HD3, The Link, as always, at 12:45 p.m. for the Lynx Athletics pregame show. Justin Tourneau and I will be on the call for that game, so don't miss it. It should be a pretty good one. That's all we have for the Sports Report here on LBTV. Don't forget to tune in same time, same place next week. For everyone here at LBTV, I'm Jake Griffith signing off. Until next time.